Hi everyone, this is Hook, and welcome to Story Art. I will be starting the full story of Starfire Woods. I hope you enjoy the story and thank you for listening. The mountain appeared peaceful alongside the road leading to Highjar. The one thing keeping the villagers safe in Starfire Woods was the whispers of a mysterious figure. The folks in the town say it was some ancient druid using his powers of nature to cause a mythical fog to spring up on the land to calm the savage demonic forces back into the mountain. They say he would call to the sky to bring rain down over the mountain to ease the heat off the stone. The woods of Starfire was home to many things and home to one young warrior called Von, who lived on a farm. One of these days I'm going to travel down the mountain, he said as he picked up his sword. The look on his friend's face was troubling. He didn't want him to meet his end within the mountain. Close quote, "You are too eager to walk into death's path," said Duda as he walked past him. His long but thin tail always seemed to get him a meal at the river. Duergar was a rare species of dragon called Legionnaire, very fast and agile. They are a very peaceful and quiet race. The Legionnaire never challenge anyone unless they know that God was on their side. With a shrug of his shoulders, Von started swinging his sword into the block of wood he hung alongside an old oak tree. "With my skill I think I'll get out alive." The young warrior smiled to himself as he looked up and saw Duergar walking into the woods in search of his next meal. Duergar slowly turned back to see one more glimpse of his friend before he ventured forth into the woods. In his mind he knew he could not explain to Von the danger he is walking into. "I wonder too much about this boy," he whispered to himself, then continued to walk until he grew tired. He looked out and found a clearing. As he observed his surroundings, the feeling of the wind blowing across his body, giving him a sweet but bitter smell. At that moment he opened his wings and thrusted his body forward, killing 2 rabbits with his long sharp claws. He examined his kill for a moment, making sure they were properly skewered, and with 2 short jabs of his teeth, he gulped them down. Back at the farm, Von was fixing his breakfast of egg and toasted bread, and finishing of his meal with a nice warm mug of milk. The farm had 2 cows and 10 chickens with a lot of white wheat. He lived with his mother for 25 years until she passed away. Living on his own now, he started training to defend himself against the evil that lay waiting within the mountain. He thought he was ready to go down the mountain, but Duergar's words pushed him to think different. "I won't be a hero today," he said to himself, but still he wanted to prepare for oncoming doom. As he thought of what he needed to go earn the necessary coin to buy some equipment, he picked up his leather pack that had his sandwich and a bottle of water for later, and walked out the door, slammed the door shut and started down the road. As the young warrior walked the long road to Highjar, he knew that he would eventually find himself facing evils from within the mountain, and he was less than ready. He needed to earn coin more than anything else, eventually even meeting the ancient that was protecting all of Starfire Woods. The road turns right when it hits the edge of the mountain. The mountain entrance was north of the road, and no one who has traveled there ever lived to tell about it. Duergar has flown past there once or twice on the hunt for food. All he could see was the door made of stone. The road to Highjar was full of obstacles. He had to walk over many giant tree roots and through small caves. There were even large groups of wild birds called toucan near many of the rivers that crossed the path of the road. Von traveled the road up until he made it to the end. "I finally made it," he mumbled. He could see that the front entrance to Highjar was cracked open, and the guards were not there. He stepped carefully through the door and noticed there was a streak of blood on the other side. As he walked on, he didn't see a single person on the street. Von knew a blacksmith on this street and decided to check to see if he was still okay. So he walked past the meat stand and fruit wagon shop, and he was there. When Von walked in, he saw no one. "Hello," he whispered, hoping someone would answer him. He kept looking around frantically. He stepped into the next part of the room and saw a light flicker from the corner of the room. He walked slowly toward it and saw it was a large chest. A bright blue light was shining out of the keyhole. The young warrior walked closer to the chest and heard a voice that spoke to him in a sweet whisper, "Take me." Von opened the chest and saw a sword of elegant design, polished with a black shine with a bright blue aura. As he lifted the sword, it rang a sound that vibrated throughout Von's body. It quickly found its way to his side, sheathed in a wooden scabbard he found laying in the chest. Leaving the shop now with his sword pulled, he looked in every shop for as long as he could run. When he reached the end of town, he saw that the back 2 wooden doors were open, and all the people were gone. He had no idea what to do, so he decided to follow the footprints on the ground. As Von made his way on this path, he heard a sound, then a sharp swing of a weapon that almost fell silent on the air. "What was that?" he murmured. He turned to face the direction of the sound, and something fell on his shoulder and bounced off his back. He looked all around and saw a severed head with a jagged cut across the face, and lumps of flesh falling off it. As he started backing away, the sword started to glow bright and vibrate with sound, causing the sound force to blow up, hurting the evil around him. Vons yelled out, "Die!" Immediately, he charged the evil force and swung left and right, then jabbed at the invisible creature. The evil force fled, leaving behind a black fog, and out of this fog came a devil with wrinkly charred skin and tainted veiny red eyes. It was wielding an axe with splattered blood dripping off the ends of the blade. The sword vibrated with force that made Vons swing up, making a hot wave that pushed into the devil's body, cutting him in half. "That was crazy," Vons spoke tiredly. After Vons calmed himself down, he started to regain his focus, and he sheathed his sword, then started on his way out the back entrance.